Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Today our subject is contemporary issues and trends in education. Its code is EDU381 and lecture number 22. The topic of today's lecture is Education System in Pakistan. I am Sarfaz Ahmed, lecturer from Department of Education and Psychology. The outlines of lectures are definition of education, importance of education in Islam, education and education system in Pakistan, reasons of worst education system in Pakistan, and how to improve education system. Now, first of all, we see that what is meant by the word education. We all know that education is defined as the process of gaining knowledge. An example of education is attending college and studying. Education, this is a type of inductive inference from premises mentioning particulars to the conclusion mentioning another particulars. So, if we define education, then we say that education is the delivery of knowledge, skills, and information from teachers to students. Now, what is the best definition of education? Education is the process of facilitating learning or the acquisition of knowledge, skills, values, beliefs, and habits. Educational methods include teaching, training, storytelling, discussion, and directed research. In most regions, education is compulsory up to a certain age. Education gives us a knowledge of the world around us and changes into something better. It develops in us a perspective of looking at life. It helps us build opinions and have point of view on things in life. People debate over the subject of whether education is the only thing that gives knowledge. And where the importance of education is concerned, so education is an important issue in one's life. It is the key to success in future and to have many opportunities in our life. There are various benefits of having education, such as having a good career, having a good status in society, and having self-confidence. So education lessens the challenges you will face in life. The more knowledge you gain, the more opportunities will open up to allow individuals to achieve better possibilities in career and personal growth. I also believe education is important because it helps us develop a unique perspective of looking at life. So, we can say that education is the process of facilitating learning or the acquisition of knowledge, skills, values, beliefs, and habits. There are different methods, like in educational methods include teaching, training, storytelling, discussion, and direct research. Education frequently takes place under the guidance of educators. However, learners can also educate themselves. Education can take place in formal or informal settings, and an experience that has a formative effect on the way one thinks, feels, or acts may be considered educational. So, the methodology of teaching is called pedagogy. What is the importance of education in Islam? Here we will discuss that importance of education. We know that Islam placed a high value on education, and as a faith spread among diverse peoples, education became an important channel through which to create a universal and cohesive social order. Sayyid Muhammad Naqibul Atas described the Islamic purpose of education as a balanced growth of the total personality through training the spirit, intellect, rational self, feelings, and bodily senses such that faith is infused into the whole personality. as it is saying in Holy Quran that are those equal, those who know and those who don't know. So this is one of the verse of Holy Quran. Then one of the hadith says, according to the saying of lost prophet Hazrat Muhammad Sallam, for the sake of knowledge you can travel to the longest distance like Arabia from China. So remember that education has played a central role in Islam since early times, owing in part to the centrality of the scripture and its study in the Islamic tradition. Before the modern era, education would begin at the young age with the study of Arabic and Quran. Some students would then proceed in training in tafsir and fiqh, which was seen as particularly important. For the first few of centuries of Islam, educational settings were entirely informal, but beginning in the 11th and 12th centuries, the ruling elites began to establish institutions of higher religious learning known as madrasas in an effort to source support and cooperation of the ulama. Madrasas soon multiplied throughout the Islamic world when helped to spread Islamic learning beyond urban centers and to the unite diverse Islamic communities in the shared culture project. So, madrasas were devoted principally to study of Islamic law, but they also offered other subjects such as theology, medicines, and mathematics. So, Muslim is historically distinguished disciplines inherited from pre-Islamic civilizations such as philosophy and medicines, which they called sciences of the ancients or rational sciences from Islamic religious sciences. So, sciences of the formal type flourished and for the several centuries, and their transmission formed part of the educational framework in classical and medieval Islam. So, in some cases, they were supported by the institutions such as the House of Wisdom in Baghdad, but more often they were transmitted informally from teacher to student. So, while formal studies in madrasas were open only to men, women of prominent urban families were commonly educated in private settings, and many of them received and later issued an hadith studies, calligraphy and poetry recitation. So, working women learned religious text and practical skills primarily from each other, though they also received some instructions together with the men in mosques and private homes. Now, we see that education in Pakistan. Accordingly, Islamic education could be defined as to know God, means Allah, as the unique Lord of the human and the world, to select Him as one's own Lord, to undertake His guidance and regulations, and to avoid what is contrary to them. So, according to this definition, education refers to the process of becoming divine. So, as so far education in Pakistan is concerned, so education in Pakistan is overseen by Ministry of Education of Government of Pakistan, and the academic institutions are the responsibility of provincial government. Moreover, federal government is responsible for curriculum development, accreditation, or some financial research. Moreover, Article 25A of Constitution of Pakistan obligates the state to provide free and compulsory quality education to children of age group 5 to 16 years. The state shall provide free and compulsory education to all children of age of 5 to 16 years in such a manner as may be determined by law. Now, what is education system in Pakistan? The term education system generally refers to the public schooling, not private schooling, and more commonly to kindergarten through high school programs. School districts are typically the smallest recognized form of educational system, and countries are the largest. Education system in Pakistan is generally divided into 6 levels: preschools from the age from 3 to 5 years, primary grades 1 through 5, middle grades 6 through 8, high grades 9 and 10, leading to the secondary school certificates, then intermediate grade 11 and 12, leading to higher secondary school certificates, and university programs leading to undergraduates and graduate degrees. So the literacy rate ranged from 85% in Islamabad to 23% in the Torghar district. So literacy rates vary regionally, particularly by sex. In tribal areas, female literacy is 9.5%, while Azad Jammu and Kashmir has a literacy rate of 74%. Moreover, English is fast spreading in Pakistan with more than 92 million Pakistanis, in which 49% of the population having a command over the English language. On top of that, Pakistan produces about 4,45,000 universities graduates and 80,000 computer science graduates per year. So despite these statistics, Pakistan still has one of the lowest literacy rates in the world and the second largest out of the school population, means 22.8 million children. This is after Nigeria. So education gives us a knowledge of the world around us and changes it into the something better. It develops in us a perspective of looking at life. It helps us build opinions and brave point of view on things in life. People debate over the subject of whether education is the only thing that gives knowledge. So when we consider the primary education, primary education means a primary school. Only 68% of Pakistani children finish primary school education. The standard national system of education is mainly inspired from the English educational system. Means preschool education is designed for 3 to 5 years old and usually consists of 3 stages, means playgroup, nursery and kindergarten, also called KGR prep. So after preschool education, students go through junior schools from grades 1 to 5. So this is allowed by middle schools from grades 6 to 8. So at middle schools, single sex education is usually preferred by the community, but co-education is also common in urban cities. And the curriculum is usually subject to the institutions. The 8 common disciplines are like arts, computer studies and ICT, general science, in which it is included physics, chemistry and biology. Then modern languages with literature, that is Urdu and English. Then mathematics, religious education, that is Islamic study. Then social studies including civics, geography, history, economics, sociology and sometimes element of law, politics, etc. So then comes secondary education. So secondary education in Pakistan begins from 9th and lasts for 4 years. After each of the second year, students are required to pass a national examination administered by the Regional Board of Intermediate and Secondary Education, and normally we call that BISE, BISE. So upon completion of grade 9, students are expected to take a standardized test in each of the first parts of their academic subjects. They again give these tests of the second part of the same courses at the end of the grade 10. So upon successful completion of these examinations, they are awarded a secondary school certificate. So this is locally termed as a matriculation certificate, or matric for short. So the curriculum usually includes a combination of 8 courses, including electives such as biology, chemistry, computer and physics, as well as compulsory subjects such as mathematics, English, Urdu, Islamic studies and Pakistan studies. Then students then enter an intermediate college, and this is and completes grade 11 and 12. Upon completion of each of 2 grades, they again take standardized tests in their academic subjects. Upon successful completion of these examinations, students are awarded the higher secondary school certificates. So this level of education is also called the FA, FSC, ICS or intermediate. So there are many streams students can choose for their 11th and 12th grade, such as pre-medical, pre-engineering, humanities or social sciences, computer science and commerce. So each stream consists of 3 electives as well as 3 compulsory subjects of English, Urdu, Islamiyat and grade this is for grade 11th only, and Pakistan studies, this is for grade 12 only. Then comes tertiary education or university programs. So according to UNESCO 2009 Global Education Data, 6% of Pakistanis, in which 9% of men and 3.5% of women, they were university graduates as for 2007. Pakistan plans to increase this figure to 10% by 2015 and subsequently to 15% by 2020. So there is also a great deal of variety between age cohort. Less than 6% of those in the age cohort 55 to 64 have a degree, compared to 8% in the 45 to 54 age cohort, 11% in 35 to 44 age cohort, and 16% in the age cohort 25 to 34. After earning higher secondary school certificate, students may study in the professional institutions for bachelor degree courses such as engineering, BE, BS, BSc, engineering, medicines like MBBS, dentistry like BDS, and then veterinary medicines, DVM, law, LLB, architecture like BA, pharmacy, Form D, and nursing, BSc nursing. So these courses requires 4 or 5 years of study. The accreditation councils which accredit the above professional degrees and register these professionals. These are Pakistan Engineering Councils, Pakistan Medical and Dental Councils, Pakistan Veterinary Medical Council, Pakistan Bar Council, Pakistan Council for Architect and Town Planners, Pharmacy Council of Pakistan, Pakistan Nursing Council. So student can also attend a university for Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science like BSc, Bachelor of Commerce like BCom, or a Bachelor of Business Administration degree courses. Then we see that Constitution of Pakistan. What is meant by Constitution of Pakistan? A constitution is an aggregate of fundamental principles or established precedents that constitutes the legal basis of a polity, organization or other type of entity, and commonly determine how that entity is to be governed. The state shall remove illiteracy and provide free and compulsory education, secondary education within minimum possible period. So the 1973 constitution, this was the first constitution in Pakistan to be framed by elected representatives. After another coup in 1977, the constitution was held in abeyance until it was restored in 1995, but with the amendments, the eighth shifting power from the parliament and prime minister to the president. The 1973 constitutions contained 280 articles and 7 schedules and establishes a centralized federal system. The Constitution of Pakistan 1973 provides single citizenship. An independent judiciary has been provided in 1973 Constitution. Judiciary safeguards the fundamental rights of the people of Pakistan. Rights of minorities have been protected in the 1973 constitutions. This is drafted by the government of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto with additional assistance from the country's opposition parties. It was approved by the parliament on 10th April and ratified on 14th of August 1973. The constitution is intended to guide Pakistan's law its political culture and system. Then, what are the reasons of worst educational system in Pakistan? We know that the problem associated with the education system of Pakistan are a lack of adequate budget, lack of policy implementation, defective examination system, poor physical facilities, lack of teacher quality, lack of implementation of education policies, directionless education, low enrollment, and high skill dropout politics. So these are a few reasons of the worst education system in Pakistan. Why do we prefer this study? Taking into the account of the flaws of education, it becomes evident that there haven't been many solid initiatives of improvement toward obtaining any improvement until the last few years, when some private institutions emerged into the limelight. So the history of education shows that there were not many education facilities available to the Pakistani students who wanted to pursue college education until Punjab colleges that began to operate. So we prefer because of 6 million working children are there. Over half of the population age is 10 never attended schools, and downfall economy of Pakistan, and the other is rapid growth of poverty and corruption in this field, low literacy rate. Then as far as literacy is concerned, so it means the percentage of people who are able to read and write. So this is if we talk about Pakistan, so this is all about 55%. And if we see the province literacy rate, so in Punjab this is 60.2, Sindh 57.7, KPK 49.9, and Balochistan 48.8%. Then there are some reasons like allocation of funds for education. This is one of the reasons. The funds are very low, about 1.5 to 2%. It should be most 7%. Then poverty is there. It restricts the parents to send their children in schools. Then inequality between private and government sector, and we are promoting two standard of education. Regional disparity. Facilities are not equal for all the provinces. Then untrained teachers are there. Teacher in government schools are not well trained, so they are unable to train a nation. Then academic problems are there, like insufficient use of resources over there, and the more emphasis is on quantitative education rather on quantitative aspects. Then the other aspect is corruption. The funds allocated for helping poor students are heavily embezzled. And then quality of textbook, that is very low. Textbook remains same even for 10 to 20 years, so students are unable to learn something. So there is a lack of technical education, like less technical education means less progress. Then management problems are there. Insufficient regulatory steps are there. Ineffective management structures and practices are there. And if we conclude, so we have concluded that policies are made for our betterment, but in our system the people who control these policies are not paying interest to work upon these policies and facilitate the public of Pakistan. So it means that our system is corrupt. If we see European countries' education, then Europe has around 4,000 higher education institutions with 19 million students and 1.5 million staff. And some European universities are among the best universities in the world, and studies based on practical and better schooling system. Moreover, how can we improve educational system in Pakistan? This is one of the most important questions. So there are some points through which we can improve our education system, like tripartite partnership, role of family is there, the community and state all needs to be mobilized. Then financial improvement must be there, There must be a financial improvement in our country for improvement of our educational system. Then grant of scholarship and incentives to intelligent students, and availability and accessibility of schools, particularly in rural areas. Then improvement in management system should be there. Only subject teachers will teach their subject. Then technical or vocational education to provide demands related to skills, means our government should provide opportunities for technical education. Then teacher training, this is very important, that training at initial stage must be made for school leadership. Then English language, most of the teacher have this problem, that introduction of English from. Then advanced laboratory, our government should provide advanced laboratory to promote the practical work. Then technical training is there. Training is the element which bring positive change in skill of the person. Equality in public and private sector. So why should we improve the system? This is also one of the important question, because of first one is to come at the level of European countries education. Second one is because of reasons that it helps in political constancy. Education also helps us to realize our rights and duties. It also helps to improve our economy. At individual level, everyone should take part of the improve this. So this was all about this lesson. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.